Now for the latest on the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, the focus shifts again as authorities eliminate areas where nothing has been found. Malaysia's top police official now concedes the mystery of what happened to the airplane may never be solved. All 227 passengers have now been cleared, and authorities have said there's nothing suspicious about the pilots, but there's still no comment on the rest of the crew, however. Between the search and the investigation, we still have no clue to what happened, but Malaysia Airlines is taking action by beefing up security. Sarah Seidner has more for us from Kuala Lumpur.
Rescue 102, copy that.
As the search drags on well into its fourth week with no sign of the missing plane, in off-the-cuff comments to the Malaysian media, the Malaysian Police Inspector General Khalid Abu Bakar made one thing clear.
This is a criminal investigation. It is ongoing. We have not concluded the whole thing, and we are still awaiting for expertise reports from experts overseas and internally.
So far, investigators have managed to interview 170 people and cleared all 227 passengers on board. Now it's back to looking at the crew and anyone else with access to the plane. Everyone from the workers who loaded the cargo to the pilots in the cockpit.
Everything, no, from beginning till the end. You just imagine how many people we need to interview.
It is a painstaking process that so far has revealed very little about what might have led to the plane's disappearance.
Even the food, who prepared the food for the passengers on the plane? That also we have to look into very detail of it.
In the meantime, CNN has confirmed through sources that Malaysia Airlines is increasing its security in light of what's happened to flight MH370. The new measures include a rule saying no pilot or first officer will be allowed to remain alone in the cockpit, where the communications were either deliberately switched off or malfunctioned. As the days drag on, the families are more desperate for answers, worried time is running out as the batteries on the flight data and voice recorders come closer to fading. The media waiting for details after the family briefings is more aggressive as news conferences reveal few details. Sir, can you tell us anything about the meeting? Can you tell us anything about what the families were asking? Is there anything new in the investigation that you were able to share with the families?
That is technical question. I'm not going to answer that.
But the police inspector general is talking and admitted something that government officials have not said publicly until now. When asked about the plane's disappearance and the cause, he said,
"We may not even know the reason of this incident. You see, we may not even know that."
That is the last thing families want to hear as they wait with heavy hearts for the answers to two simple questions. Where is the plane with their loved ones, and why did it disappear? Sarah Seidner, CNN, Kuala Lumpur.
Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak is in Perth meeting with his Australian counterpart Tony Abbott. They both talked with the media earlier. Matthew Chance joins us from Perth now live with more about that and the search itself. Matthew.
Natalie, thanks very much. Well, that's right. There's been this high-profile meeting between the two prime ministers of Australia and Malaysia here in Perth. They've been briefed by the search teams earlier today after which they went on and made some statements to the media. Mr. Najib from Malaysia saying that the new refined area of search has given us new hope. A reference there to the fact that the search area, which is still some 220 or so thousand square kilometres, has been shifted slightly north and slightly to the east, slightly closer, in fact, to Perth. And so that's to the advantage of the search teams that are flying out of this Pierce airbase just outside of Perth mainly to search in that area. What Tony Abbott, though, the Australian Prime Minister, said is that we can't be certain, essentially, of the success of the search, but we can be certain, he made the point, we'll spare every effort. He spoke at length about the international dimension of this search effort. Take a listen.
I do pay tribute to all of the countries involved in the search. Apart from Australia and Malaysia, we have China, Japan, Korea, the United States, the United Kingdom and New Zealand. This is an extraordinary piece of international cooperation.
In a time of great tragedy for the countries with citizens on board and the families whose loved ones are missing, This cooperation has given us all heart. Differences have been set aside as 26 nations have united behind a common cause.
Right, well, there were currently 9 surface ships and 8 planes scouring the area about 1,000 miles or so off the coast of Perth in the South Indian Ocean at the moment, looking for any sign of where this Malaysian airliner could have gone down. But at the moment, there's still no debris from the plane that's been identified at all. Natalie.
And are officials saying how long they'll keep up the search at this level, Matthew?
They're not putting a time frame on that, Natalie. In fact, what they're saying is that their priority is to find this debris, if it exists out there, no matter how long it takes. But clearly, you know, this is something that's not going to be very quick. You know, it's something that's gone on for, you know, a long time already, and it could be weeks before any sign of the debris is located, perhaps even longer than that. It is, in a sense, though, a race against time, because the pinger on the black box flight recorder on board that Malaysian airliner is expected to last not much longer than a few more days, possibly a bit longer than that if the battery life exceeds what it's certified to last for. And so, in a sense, it's a race against time, using this very sensitive detection equipment that they've deployed now in the South Indian Ocean to try and find those black boxes as soon as possible while those pinger signals are still apparently being emitted, Natalie.
Absolutely. You know, those people that are working so hard to locate it want to find it so badly. Matthew Chance there for us there in Perth. Thank you, Matthew.